Avoiding procrastination means learning how to stop delaying things that you know need to get done. Procrastination is not always about being lazy. A lot of the time, it happens because a task feels boring, overwhelming, stressful, confusing, or too big to start. So, instead of doing it, people distract themselves with easier things that feel better in the moment, like scrolling, watching videos, sleeping, cleaning, or doing less important tasks. At its core, procrastination is usually a struggle between short-term comfort and long-term benefit. Your brain wants relief now, even if that means creating more stress later. For example, studying for a test may feel hard right now, but ignoring it gives temporary comfort. Then later, the pressure becomes worse because less time is left. That is why procrastination often creates a cycle of guilt, stress, and last-minute rushing. Avoiding procrastination starts with understanding that the hardest part is usually starting. Most people think they need motivation first, but in reality, action often creates motivation. Once you begin, the task usually feels less scary than it did in your head. The mind tends to exaggerate unfinished work. A paper, assignment, or project can seem huge before you start, but once you break it into steps, it becomes more manageable. One of the best ways to avoid procrastination is to break big tasks into smaller parts. A task like finish the assignment feels heavy and unclear, but open the document, write the title, do question 1, or study for 15 minutes feels easier to begin. Smaller steps reduce pressure and make progress feel possible. When a task feels too big, the brain resists it. When it feels small, the brain is more willing to begin. Another important strategy is to remove distractions before you work. Procrastination becomes much easier when your phone is beside you, tabs are open, or your environment is full of things competing for attention. Putting your phone away, closing unnecessary apps, and working in a cleaner space can make a huge difference. A lot of people think they need more discipline, when sometimes they really just need fewer distractions around them. Time management also matters. If you keep saying, "I'll do it later," later often never comes. It helps to decide exactly when you will do something. For example, instead of saying, "I'll study tonight," say, "I'll study from 7 to 7:30 at my desk." Specific plans make action more real. Vague intentions are easier to ignore. Another useful idea is the 5-minute rule. Tell yourself you only need to do the task for 5 minutes. That makes starting feel less painful because you are not mentally committing to a huge amount of work. Most of the time, once you begin, you keep going longer anyway. This works because it lowers the pressure and helps you get past the resistance at the beginning. Avoiding procrastination also means managing your mindset. A lot of people delay work because they want to do it perfectly. That is called perfectionism, and it can be a major cause of procrastination. When someone feels like their work has to be amazing, they may avoid starting because they are scared it will not be good enough. In those cases, it helps to remind yourself that done is better than perfect. You can always improve something after you start. It is also important to understand your personal triggers. Some people procrastinate when they are tired. Some procrastinate when they are anxious. Some do it when they do not understand the task. Others do it because they feel unmotivated or emotionally drained. Once you know your reason, you can respond better. If you are confused, ask for help. If you are tired, rest and come back with a plan. If you are overwhelmed, simplify the task. Building routines can help a lot. When working becomes a habit instead of a daily debate, procrastination loses some of its power. For example, if every day after class you spend 30 minutes reviewing notes, it becomes normal. Habits reduce the need to rely on motivation. Motivation changes all the time, but routines keep you moving even when you do not feel like it. Rewards can help too. After finishing a section of work, give yourself a small break or something you enjoy. This can train your brain to connect progress with positive feelings instead of stress. But the reward should come after the work, not before, or it just becomes another distraction. Avoiding procrastination does not mean being productive every second. It means being honest with yourself, starting earlier, and not letting temporary feelings control important responsibilities. Everyone procrastinates sometimes, but the goal is to reduce how often it happens and how much control it has over your life. Overall, avoiding procrastination means learning how to act even when you do not feel like it. It is about making tasks smaller, starting before you feel ready, controlling distractions, planning your time clearly, and being disciplined enough to choose long-term peace over short-term comfort. Once you understand that procrastination is usually emotional, not just laziness, it becomes easier to fight it in a smarter way.